We're back. We're back. We're back. I hate my life as always. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Schizo stream. Episode 8, post-Steve World. I don't know what to even call this, so I do need to get the So, welcome to the day after Steve is over. The downfall of Stevie Lee. So, boo. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm retired. Give me a second, guys. So, everything. Burger King. So let's talk about last night's little thing. Now, if you weren't aware, I was streaming last night to y'all beautiful ladies and gentlemen, and we ended up talking about, we were watching parts of different streams relating to Steve, Lalo, or Steve-O, a little bit of Jeremy, other stuff. So let's get into the news. So let's talk about I guess I could get my thoughts, not my final thoughts, because I do plan on making. I have to decide, maybe I'll make a video kind of lately going through a lot of the Steve arc, even though it's almost like it would be like maybe close to like an hour long video. It probably won't be a good job in detailing it, because one of the issues I do have when people cover the dwarves, at least on a video like format, like when it's coming to like streaming format, I don't know, it's different. But when it's coming to video format with the dwarves, my issue is that people rely more on the clips, and rather than actually giving takes and opinion or showcasing something. And I'm not discouraging anyone. I'm not being an asshole, but like, a lot of Joe Sabatoni and Halftime, a lot of them they do the clipping stuff, which is fine. It's actually a good thing because it helps. It helps with a lot, and I'm probably going to use Joe Sabatoni clips for a lot of those for the video. But I don't know when it's going to come out. Hopefully, I can get it out in a week. Just really more of a detail looking into before the collab, during the collab, and then obviously after the collapse and everything that has happened. And we can talk about was this keynote, was this collab, and I think in a way there was a lot out of it that I think is worth looking into and analyzing it. On the other hand, I would admit there were parts that were boring, that were sluggish, that were on a slower end, relating with the collaboration and stuff with Steve, and then stuff around the collaboration with Steve. So things like TK, Jeremy, Lalo, right, myself included, right, where we go into it, right. But that will probably add a little bit. I'll touch on that, the TK stream, right. I'll touch into the TK stream. Jeremy, I'll talk about Jeremy on it because I think it is worth noting of it because it happened around the collab, but it wasn't part of the collab. Myself included, and other stuff dealing with it. But ultimately, it will be mostly focusing on the whole Steve Grace collab. And now that I think about it out loud, it probably won't be that long of a video if I play it out. First one does, hi, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm very tired. I woke up pretty late today. I'm very tired, even though I slept early. I actually went to bed early yesterday. For once, I actually tried to went to bed early, but I woke up pretty late today. So I'm kind of feeling it a little bit, cause I woke up and I'm just like, bruh, I'm so dead. So then I took a shower to kind of ease myself, but. But yeah, we can back to my saying. But least when it's coming to this whole collab and I'm looking at it, I think the collab was kind of a success in a more failure way. It succeeded while failing at the same time, right? Because we got a lot of interesting stuff out of it. Steve is an interesting character that probably won't leave the sector anytime soon. I mean, I've heard people call Steve a parasite. I've heard people even straight up call Steve, you know, I heard people call Steve a parasite, boring, lame, slow, content killer, or dead air, dead air. You know, if you're especially like Lalo, who and I think a lot of it doesn't. And I'm not denying a lot of it because like now that I'm looking back at it just enough, I'm like, yeah, there's a case to be made that some of the some of the Steve content was like boring. Not saying that there were moments where it was interesting. Like there were moments that were interesting, especially when we got some dealing with one on one with like let's say Grace and Steve. I also think that a lot of people didn't think this was going to be a long collaboration. I think a lot of people just assumed that it was going to be um, you know, it's just sad. I mean, say is that a bad thing? Yeah, but yes, but yeah. I mean, I'll be right back, guys. back. Um, but yeah, it took longer than I thought. But yeah, so I do think there are interesting moments. I think Steve is kind of interesting, but I think there's a sense of like pretentiousness from Steve where like he talks about the arts integrity, but it's like, like you could talk about that all you want, but like you're not really proving it. Like I think in a way, like Steve is he gets integrity but towards himself, right? Which is there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But if you're trying to be an artist, you have to be willing to compromise on a lot of things, right? And that's just with anything. You need to be willing to compromise. You need to be willing to sacrifice. And you're not willing to, then that's on you, dude. But that's on you. And if anything in life, you need to be willing to give up or compromise with anything. And I think another thing about Steve is like he comes off as I guess sophisticated or intelligent, but it really is more surface level. And I'm not the only one who said that before. A lot of people have said Steve is a very surface level person, or even very shallow, or very much like there's really nothing. What he said hasn't been said already. Like I thought Steve was more along the line of him being influenced by like a lot of like right wing ideas or left wing, and I thought he was more influenced by that kind of thing. That's what caught my initial interest in Steve. But then as time went on, it just kind of really fizzled out, and there wasn't really anything there. Like he kept quoting the same Hindu writer. But then all I wanted to know was like, well, did you read the writer? Like, did you actually read his stuff? Do you know what good books to start? It's like the equivalent of me saying Riavola, 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 and then not telling him which Vola book you should read. Right? And if you are gonna read Riavola, most people I would probably say I recommend reading Men Among Ruin or Riding the Tiger, because they're the two most essential books within the Vola world. But even then, Vola, it's like, I don't know, Vola isn't that interesting as a lot of people would say, in my opinion. He has interesting takes and that are worth looking into, but I think Vola himself, even then, Vola is an interesting person. Or like reading Spengler, like, read The Decline of the West, which is not an easy book to read. It's almost like both books are almost close to like 2,000 pages, right? Not easy to read, right? It's the equivalent of that, like he's shouting these names, but like, well, with a good starting point, right? Or Nietzsche, like read Nietzsche, but then doesn't tell you where to start or a good place or introduction to Nietzschean philosophy. But if you really want, this may be a controversial take, but if you really want good Nietzschean understanding, Richard Spencer is probably the best person that understands Nietzschean philosophy. But nevertheless, I just think that he's very shallow. Like there is some deep thoughts, but it's like in terms of Boyd, it's probably that much, right? It's deep for Boyd's sake, but it's not deep if you've been outside of it. And I think that's what makes, and I think that's why a lot of people maybe die. Like, Ruby has a very much interesting thing for Steve, which is if we ever get a Ruby Steve collaboration, that would be very interesting. But I don't really think it's going to happen. One, I think it's due to Steve just not interested in this kind of stuff. Two, just the kind of person he is. And three, I can kind of see this, either not going anywhere. And I'm not being an asshole. I just think like a Ruby Steve collab would be interesting. And I know Ruby would be 100% for it, but I cannot see Steve. I cannot see Steve like, reciprocating, which is important when you're doing anything, especially within the arts. And it would be interesting to see it work, because like Ruby has made music. She plays in bands before. She has done the thing that Steve says he's in love with. So that would be very interesting to see the dynamic. But again, I don't know. I just think that it can go poorly wrong. I can see it going very, very faultily wrong. Uh, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, what of the other stuff that can happen within the Steve? So let's get into it more, I guess. Now, throughout this whole collaboration, I would say that I don't know. I think a lot of people had hopes. A lot of people did like it. A lot of people found it entertaining. But I think a lot of the nuance and a lot of it just kind of wear off. And honestly, I think one of the reasons why I think my opinion on this has shifted a little bit. I'll be right back. Um, what else am I forgetting? What else am I forgetting? Man, who does a love Spanish food? And I guess another thing throughout this whole collaboration, that I would say that, kind of my, I guess another thing people, because I know people are very divisive on this whole collaboration. Like, was it a good collaboration? Was it a bad collaboration? I think it was interesting because Steve was, like, as I said, I think Steve was the anti-streamer, right? He was the anti-streamer. He doesn't really follow a lot of what a lot of people does. He's not really into talking to his audience a lot of the time, interacting. It's very much he's the anti-streamer. I think, and I'm not the only. I think I'm. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one who said that or not, but I firmly believe Steve is the anti-streamer, just because the way he is and reacts. And I know a lot of people compared Steve to D-Dog, myself included. I think there are similarities, but the way they are different, right? Something could be similar, but can come from a very different perspective. And I think there is some similarity between Steve and D-Dog. But I think the difference is a lot of people like D-Dog. A lot of people like what D-Dog did, his energy, and so on. Plus, D-Dog is somebody that a lot of people know about. He's a recognized person within this grand whole of this community. So I think there are things about D-Dog that are, why people like him. Again, he's endearing. He can be funny. He can be very open about himself, very straightforward. So the dude does stress himself out a lot. There's a lot of things why people liked D-Dog, right? Compared to Steve, where I can't really. Most people probably, they didn't really like Steve, right? He was boring. He didn't really interact. He was kind of controlling. Which, to be fair, D-Dog was very controlling. D-Dog was very, kind of fucked in the head. They're both crazy. They both probably do suffer from some type of mental problem. they both have a reputation, right? And it kind of goes back and forth. But again, with Steve, he's just like, again, he's the anti-content maker. He's the anti-streamer. He doesn't want to stream all the time, which is valid. You know, he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that. Lalo got grace to come to him this time. Lalo W. Yeah. And I think another thing within the Stevie arc is the one thing about the Stevie thing is sort of the underdog of Lalo. I've dogged Lalo. Everybody has dogged Lalo a number of times, but there is this like underlying W on Lalo's hand, right? Where you have to at least admit that like Lalo did gain a lot of W's throughout this collaboration. He did show that maybe he is a better collaborator for Grace, even though I think a lot of people probably it's an L because he still isn't getting laid and has to spend money. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not denying that. It is still an L. It is an L no matter what. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong one. Oops, sorry. It is an L. I mean, let's not deny that. That is true. It is an L on that ground. He isn't getting laid, but it's like, I mean, from what he has said to me and to other people, it's a long-term plan. It's not like he's gonna automatically get laid like that. He said it's a long-term plan that he's been slowly building it up. Which I like to see the conclusion, right? I like to see the conclusion of how this is going to play out on that alone. And if this is one big elaborate plan to just get Grace to be with him, damn, I mean, you can't deny it. If it works, it works. It's, an L for anyone else is a W for him, I guess. Yeah. I think if this was someone else, like Jeremy, this would have been viewed as a big L. But like I said with Lalo, it's like, how do you classify a Lalo victory? How do you classify it as a Lalo win? A Lalo W, in all intents and purpose, is a L. But he gets, things works out. Maybe through brute force, maybe through upward failure. It just ends up working out for him more and more and more and more. So it's like, yeah, in a normal situation, yeah, this would be a big ass fucking L. But in his situation, this is a big W. I mean, if you really want to know who has the biggest victory over anyone else, it would be, let's be fair, the one with the most biggest W is Grace, because he will probably walk out of it with a shit ton of money. I mean, she admitted that, like, who needs Damien when you have Lalo, right? Is that just a random dog in the street? Poor dog. I wasn't working to pick him up. But yeah, in most situations, this would be an out. And in the case of Jeremy, Jeremy had multiple NF stream and then he crashed out. So in the end of the day, this is very. We live in a clown world. We live in society. We live in a society. We live in a society. And I don't even know where either of them can go. Again, we're going back into this topic. We're repeating. A Lalo W is a big L for most people. Unclear. Oh shit! They took down the bakery from here. Fuck. hell? That's crazy. They'll deliver a really nice bakery. I hope they move. I hope they find a better, cheaper place. That's crazy. That bakery's been there forever. But, you know, I mean, because a part of me, it's like, a part of me can't really, like, a part of me is looks at this and like, this is really sad and pathetic. On Lalo, and I said, this is boy, if you're a normie, everyone plays this game gets a now. As play calls them zoo animal. I miss Steve already. Oh, so do a lot of people. Quite ironic. I got a lot of people doing this, Steve, and all that. I don't know. I just see it as like, what can they do now? Finally, offense reject nihilism. Well, I mean, nihilism is great. But yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, it's correct said. And to a normal person, a L to be viewed as an L. But again, you know, we live in boy, so there is no such thing as normal, right? Normally, there is no such thing as normal in this sector. It's just shit. God, this Mexican food's so fucking banging. I'm gonna litter. These animals. Well, but yeah. We'll just have to wait and see how things play out down the line. I mean, do I think things are gonna get better? I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. Things about wait and see, waiting and see. But I don't know. Now, I guess another thing we can talk about is relating to Lalo. So I did watch that Lalo video that Celebrity Clips had, and it was mostly about Lalo kind of having like a realization that maybe he had being used. Obviously, he was drunk and he was going on about like the LA stuff and how like Grace basically almost scammed her and everything, and how I really messed him up and everything. Is about the principle. I mean, he even straight up admitted that, like, well, I don't care if other people get scammed, but it was done to me. It's like, well, Lalo, like, that's the problem, though. You're expecting you to be the exception, and that's not how things work. Rarely, if there is an exception to the rule, you're not one of them, dude. And you're not one of them. You really don't get it. Like, you're not the exception to the rule to Grace. Grace has been scamming you for a while. Grace has been using you for a while. And yeah, I know a lot of people are saying like, well, isn't it a lot of W anyway if he's getting with Grace? It's like, not really. I know a lot of people have been saying that, and it's like, no, it really isn't a W, because at the end of the day, he's not getting what he wants. He's never going to get what he wants even if he has to wait for years. At that point, I mean, even he admitted with his family, which I kind of noticed, I think Lalo is heavily influenced by his family. So I think Grace is the equivalent of like, fuck you mom, fuck you dad energy, right? Or like, well, I'm gonna get with this girl if I can't be, that's what it feels like. That's when we're talking about his family reacting to it, and that was interesting to see him very open about it. And it sounds like, dude, like, why don't you tell your family, like, stop being pretentious assholes. Like, if I stick with this, whoever I pick at the end of the day, it's who I choose. Like, you gotta realize that, like, the guy gotta, like, stand up for what you love for and everything. If you're letting your family, I'm not saying you can't have your family opinion, but I would also say, like, your family opinion is everything. Like, I can tell that Lalo is probably heavily influenced by his family, first and foremost. You can probably tell that he is heavily influenced by his family on a lot of things. Which is very common for a lot of Spanish guys, especially Spanish guys that are raised by women. They are more heavily influenced by, like, women's opinion on a lot of matters. But as well as I'm trying to, point out is, Lalo, grow a pair of fucking balls. If your family talks shit about your ex when you were with her, just clap back and say something back, and don't be a pussy about it, dude. It's I don't know. And so I think that's why with Grace, it maybe goes deeper, or maybe it's not deep at all. The simple answer is he really likes Grace. He wants to be with Grace, but maybe he knows that it can't even happen because of the way Grace is as a person. And again, is it really a Lalo W in the end? It's like, well, it's a Lalo W in the sense that it's a Lalo W in the sense that I guess he wins because Grace is coming to him. Grace is always going to come back to him because Lalo fits the mold with the whole like collaborating thing that Grace likes, right? He knows how to be a drama queen. He knows how to bring up drama. He knows how to be content at times. And it is sad to see that Jeremy responds to the situation like, oh, you pick Lalo over me. And it's like, sadly, yeah, I know what I mean. It was kind of fucked. But it's like, Grace isn't someone who's really like Grace is somebody that. I mean, even Lalo knows that. Maybe Lalo's maybe want to cope about it, but even Lalo knows that in the end. But again, to a lot of people, it's a Lalo victory. It is a Lalo victory because, maybe he was proving right, was making an obvious point about Steve. But anyone could have made those points. Lalo is just the most vocal one about them. And in the end, he's doing it because he just wants to to himself. That's really what it comes down to. It comes down to he wants grace for himself. It's like I said before, this stuff, it really is like reality TV for a lot of people. This stuff is like the real world. This stuff is like what MTV was for a lot of Gen Xers and millennials. This is like for a lot of late millennial Zoomers and Gen Alphas. This is our MTV. This is our real world. This is our. And it's crazy to say that out loud, that this is our, it's crazy to even say that. We really do live in a society. You know what I mean? You live in a society, but what's the end outcome? What's the conclusion to all of this? I don't know. Maybe the conclusion is the conclusion is Grace and Lalo get together and they have a relationship. But it's a very untangible relationship. It's a very unstable relationship. Right? Maybe Grace just says fuck it and moves in with Lalo. Right? Ben and Grace moves in with Lalo. And there you go. There you go. And it's sad because, in the case of Jeremy, he's very depressed about the situation. He's, down under his luck and everything else. I mean, yeah, he got the money, but where's the woman? Where's the bitch? Where's the, not here. And that's sad. That is genuinely sad to see that. But I don't know. What will happen next is it's up to the world, up to heaven, up to God. We don't know what's gonna happen next. And really, if that section, and I guess the next thing we're gonna talk about is I'm really tired. I need to get either coffee or energy drink in my blood. I think the next thing we're gonna talk about is the last day of Steve collaboration, right? We saw the last day with Steve and how much of that ended in the disaster, but we got a pretty good rant out of it from Grace, where she's just straight up just saying fuck everybody who fucked me over. This was such a disaster, extremely. You could tell it was stressful onto her because she was basically managing multiple people. She was basically managing Ben, obviously. She was managing Steve, and she had to manage TK. And I think a lot of people really wanted a lot out of the TK arc. A lot of people really wanted more of the TK collaboration, but we didn't. And yeah, it is suck. It is a shame. Let's be real. But it's also I also see it as, she was dealing with Steve, and Steve was the focus point, right? Steve was the collaboration. TK was a segment of the collaboration, right? He was a segment of it, but he wasn't the whole. And again, everything was directed towards Steve, right? Everything was meant to make Steve more likable, more enjoyable. But obviously that didn't end, and not a lot of people are finding it very annoying. Because then the fallout from it was just TK TK for like a couple days afterward was just being in the most miserable mood. And people were calling him out about it, like, you're just mad that, especially Jeremy, you're just mad that Grace didn't give you attention, that she didn't give you what you wanted, and that you're just being a child, you're just being a little baby, which, to be fair, there's some truth to that. There is some truth to that. And it was your birthday weekend. That whole rant was just fucking crazy. What, this is good? You're killing me. Everything she said about me was bullshit and shit. Oh yeah. Well, I'll get into that. Give me a second. You see the R? I send you on X. Not yet. I see that. Absolutely captivated them. Don't worry. Give me a second. Let me read your comment. Everyone is watching Kenneth Owen versus Andrew Wilson. These men are in love with Grace. She's absolutely captivated them. You see the I scroll on the vertical, and the next one was the furry. Fuck furries. Junk, go back to that furry and tell him to go fuck himself. We hate furry. I hate furries. I hate furries with a passion. You don't understand. I went into a rabbit hole about furries, and I'm just disgusted, right? I really fucking hate furries. They're just disgusting people most of the time. There are some cool furries, and I think there's nothing wrong with liking, like, if it's like things like Disney or stuff like that. Like, there's nothing wrong in liking what is it, apomorphic? I don't know how you pronounce the word, but you know what I mean. Like, kind of like humanoid animals and that have more human traits. I think there's nothing wrong in liking that, but like to go out of your way to sexualize them is fucking disgusting. It's borderline bestiality in some regard. And I would say that a lot of furries are just fucking unbearable fucking people. And I knew a guy in college that he was a furry, right? I have stories about this. But oh my god, he was the most unbearable person. I'll be right back. My scroll said, bro, don't you dare talk about what I had to do with it. She didn't manage me, you dick. Well, TK, I'm reading through the comment section, so give me a fuck. The second TK feels weird, he bounced like that on panel too. Yeah, he does. I gotta remember that. Everything she said about me was bullshit. What? This is what you could say. Birthday. It says, say birthday again, you bad birthday. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want. Junk comments, I don't even believe it was your birthday. Drunk Race is best crazy. You see the two guys from the bar, stock race back to the event wasn't there. We'll get the real essay. Yeah, I didn't. If you have a clip of that, I would like to see that. Because people were mentioning that a lot, actually. Let me get through this one at a time. And the TK stuff. I mean, look, I think she was being harsh. I think she was just being. I think it was that she was just stressed the fuck out, and then she just let her anger out. Now, whether or not she did manage you, I really doubt because she wasn't really there. But then she's saying this. Who fucking knows with Grace? Because Grace does say shit like that. She could have just said it in the moment because she was just pissed the fuck off about everything and everything finally got to her. Like, she seemed like she was just fucking annoyed by everything that just happened, the people she was dealing with, and all that. Especially from the Steve. I think it was mostly due to the Steve collab that really got to her. I don't think she would have really went on that rant. I think she would have just like been like, okay, who gives a fuck? It's whatever. But I think that the whole Steve thing, like, kind of just got to her in the end, and she just slapped and just did a whole, like, 20-30 minute rant about complaining about everybody. Because she ended up crying, so you can tell that, if anything, the Steve stuff really got to her. Because she really wanted to make the Steve collab work. You could, And I think it kind of goes back to saying, like, she really wanted the Steve collab to work. She really wanted it to be something special. She wanted it to be something that may help her get back into, like, her mojo, back when she was at her prime. But it didn't, and I think a lot of it, like, it was like a built up stress, like it's like a soda, right? It's like where there's too much carbonation and too much of a chemical reaction that it was just exploding, right? The soda exploded, and I think that's why she acted the way she did. I think if this was different, if Steve stuck at the bar. I think if Steve stuck at the bar for a longer period of time and actually, like, talked to Grace and just was there, I think she would have had a very different reaction. You know, like that if he decided to stay rather than just up and I think he up and left without telling anybody, which is kind of fucked. It's like, you don't leave somebody like that. I find that to be, why the fuck did this? Yeah. I think it is just fucked to do shit like that, to just up and leave like that without giving any warning or any reasoning. Especially at a bar, especially with a lady, because that does make you feel uncomfortable. Like, that is just fuck. It's like, profile look familiar. Their scheduled meetings, Steve's Steve's schedule had it all fucked up. TK, that's a normal door, just sleep and lay about. Despite not know your clip, you're exactly. I'm clipping. Exactly. If you think about it, she was sleeping 3/4 of the time I was there. She pulled it back, or just go to clip stuff. Oh yeah. I gave you a link. Just go to X. I said that's ditching and maneuver Grace. The other one she would want to run back to that and didn't work on those guys. Yeah. It's kind of like payback. Yeah, it was kind of, yeah. Also, like, the two guys, I thought at first, like, oh, look, Grace is having fun time talking to these guys. Lala's probably jealous, and it's like, I would admit that, like, those guys did come up very sexually aggressive towards her, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of fucking disgusting. I would admit, like, okay, come on, dudes. Don't do that to a woman. Don't do that to a woman at all. But yeah. And yeah, it is just she slept most of the time, so how could you even manage somebody if you're sleeping? And she left you with Steve without, like, she did ditch you with Steve, like, TK, which is kind of fucked. That's why, to me, it's like, yeah, her rants was funny, but I don't think a lot of it was really true. Unless there's something we don't know about. But again, like, people are more likely to believe TK over Grace, because, like, back to the whole, like, narrative and the whole, like, who is more believable, who's not believable, and boy, So do I think? And I think a lot of this collaboration was just really on Steve and a little bit on Grace. Because it's like, Steve just didn't want to play ball. What's like, dude, come on. You have an opportunity to gain new people, gain an audience, gain more stuff out of it. And you're not playing ball. You're just being pussy with. You're just, and it's okay, right? People like it when there's somebody who can counter somebody who doesn't play ball. But it's like, you also gotta be just entertaining, appealing. You need to know when to occasionally, like, give us a little bit of a nugget, a little bit of a nibble. and he didn't. And so I think like a lot of people thought maybe the TK Steve collab was going to be great, and it was just flat out wasn't. And I would say like there was some moment. I guess like the best moment within that collaboration was like, okay, Jeremy got money, I showed my face. I think that was the only thing good about that whole within. That was the only thing good about the 2 days in the Steve collab, right? The only good thing about TK collab was, I mean, there were some moments with you, with Gracie and Ben, but like after that, it was just really. I guess the only good thing about it in the end was me and Jeremy, and that's about it. I feel like Grace and Moncano is a slim picking buddy. Grace is a Midwest 12. She was fine with Lala breaking away the wink and the porter party. I feel like Grace added the wet dream was about her after Ben said something to lead her there. Paying for TK2 night at the Airbnb for no real TK content is what pissed her off. 600 buck down the. Hello. I'm a big fan. Thank you, Tayless. He admitted over and over that he railroaded everything. I was doing what we had planned. TK, that was too cozy in the little theater. That is crazy. Taylor. The content that Tanner got was pretty good. This led to a week of talking about busking, which never went anywhere. Betty and Grace spent over 1 week with Steve, and they still couldn't figure out how to break him. I don't think you could break a guy like that. That guy is 100% about what he believes in. There's no way to break that guy. We're in the hour. Taylor, say it together. Is it Taylor or Taylor? Whatever. Sorry, I'm not the best in pronouncing names. Sorry about that. We're back. Give me a second. So get correct. She was rating that the theater didn't manifest at all. I'm gonna get Steve and do starring at the wall and share stream and lay everything out. Do it. or words in general. It is alright. Good. Let's do that. Watch out. You fucking pain in my leg. Tomorrow, Tommy Grace said you meth addict. Is that true? Everybody called TK. Everybody has at least called TK a meth addict or a crack addict. Alright, that rant. What? Do we have a clip of the rant? I think it's get cracked. Clip it out. Let's rewatch the rant, cause that was interesting. Let's rewatch the whole ranting. Did you do the stream ready? Canny versus. Let's go through the clips.
I don't know. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You need to go outside.
There we go.
You need to fucking interact with, like, other people. You need to go to the fucking East Coast, honestly. Go anywhere but here. What the fuck is wrong with you?
A lot of
You interact with normal people, you're just all just fucking Midwest butt fucks. Fucking loser.
Now, as somebody who does live in the general East Coast area, I do find it very funny to see saying that, like, all you guys who are in the Midwest, you need to go interact. I'm like, Grace, I don't think it's people from the Midwest. I think it's just the people that you're around. Or
have you ever interacted with anyone outside of this particular social sphere? That includes you, Steve, you fucking loser. I'm from Buffalo, New York. You think you wouldn't be such a fucking pussy if you were from fucking Buffalo?
I love this brand.
Fucking Buffalo. Fucking loser. You belong in the Midwest. You're this bunch of fucking losers who have never interacted with real people.
You loser! Loser!
Boston. Oh, you're from Boston. Oh, that's the big city. No, it's not fucking the big city.
Boston is a big city.
Compared to Mankato, it fucking is.
What are you talking about? Boston is a big city. Like, Boston is literally right next to DC. It is a big city. What the fuck are you... Okay, Grace, you're being retarded now.
Why don't you guys lose some weight and go travel and get outside of your fucking sphere? What the fuck is wrong with all of you? Oh yeah, and that includes you, King. You fucking loser. I paid fucking like $600 for your fucking room, and you fucking leave without saying goodbye and go to the bars by yourself like a fucking asshole and don't respond to my texts. Fuck you, dude. You're fucking 45 fucking years old, and I'm a fucking 23-year-old, and I have to manage your fucking emotions on top of Steve's bullshit. You can go fuck yourself too. I don't think you're a great guy. I think you're a fucking loser.
Now, from what I understand, the King, didn't he, like, take it back, or she, like, kind of, like, pedal back a lot of what she said, because he was just in the moment?
Fucking pathetic baby. You can go cry in North Dakota, too, for all I fucking care. I just need to get that off my chest. Thank you, stay satisfied for the 100 kicks.
Nah! I like how you said it.
Fuck you too, King, though, seriously. I don't think you're a great guy. I think you're an immature man-child. Minnesota should be nuked. Immature man-child that I had to manage just like everybody else. Oh, I drove down 6 hours. You told me you weren't coming. Oh, it's my birthday.
Then she gets into the whole birthday rant, like, you're a 22-year-old man. Who gives a like? That was like, damn, like, damn, Grace. You don't have to be so harsh to King like that. I was like, I was like, damn. What else happened? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here's the other part.
I think you're an immature man-child. Minnesota should be nuked. Immature man-child that I had to manage just like everybody else. Oh, I drove down 6 hours. You told me you weren't coming. Oh, it's my birthday. You're 49 fucking years old, nigga. You are almost 50. You are closing in on 50. I don't know exactly how old you are, but you are closing in on fucking 50. My birthday shouldn't be a big deal, let alone yours. And if I could say the F slur, I would. I don't like Steve. You drove down here for this Steve collab, you fucking loser.
That's crazy.
Hey, Dad. What's up?
Hand it to recipient.
Yeah, the recipient. Where the fuck is that? So, you know. Oops. That means do that one. How can you do this? That's pretty low, King 44. Boston next to DC. Is it? Boston next to DC? I'm pretty sure Boston is next. Is it Buffalo or Boston? Or am I thinking of a different city? I'll be right back. The strike from this homeless degenerate, it's adorable. What did King do this time? What did King do this pig again? I don't know. Grace was just having her moment. Gee, let's look at the stalker video. Star TV, far. Okay, most recent, open answer. Okay, here's the stalking one.
Shower and just, detox for the night. Sorry. Time to jet. Yeah, just keep going. I gotta go. You gotta use your key card.
Oh, my God.
Hey, what's up?
We're trying so hard to find.
Poor Ben.
Yeah.
Just go back to my room. I'm a little tired.
Are you tired?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
We're trying to find you downtown.
No worries. Just gotta charge up. I gotta cut.
That's crazy. I was being that horny, damn. Damn. Yeah, I should get some McDonald's. Try to get McDonald's, recharge myself back up. Soccer gym at Makota. Whatever happened to our Asian gym? Did Asian gym finally leave? Did Asian Jim finally leave us? Did he have enough of the bullshit? Who else is going on right now? Not really anyone else. Let me see. Let's play some music. Let's have anime music to keep my brain going. But yeah, that rant was funny as hell. That was a funny ass rant. Of just like Grace just going into everybody. I didn't really see the Lala stuff. I guess we can watch the Lala stuff together because I like torturing you guys. And I like torturing myself. Only you care about Jim. I stopped caring many moons ago. A 24-hour plot of drunk crying over Gia at Fortnite. So having a Fortnite play day with an Afghan was the finale of Jim for me. I didn't wait. He had a what? I didn't even hear about that. When did that happen? When did that happen? What the fuck? Maybe we should watch a lot of stuff. Let's watch Lala's stream from last night. See if it was any good.
Work just ended, and so now Daddy's back on talking really. And we're going to be talking about some of the events from today, what everybody's hoping for was the biggest collab. And I'm the conduit, I'm the loop. I am going to. You guys hear me not pause, listen to my lunch. Yeah.
Let's see.
Our streams from today. In fact, there was like an hour and a half that I missed because I was at Sam's Club with Kevin, and that was depressing. Okay, so anyway, back to this. Okay, put on the chat widget. Alright kids, are we back? Go Hog, what's up big head? Fuck this town, says Peony. That was hot. Minnie told me, she's like, oh, I saw that she was bitching about Minnesota and that was hot. I'm like, exactly, this is why I like her. This is perfect.
I like her because she's a bitcher. What the fuck?
Did you get the Sam's Club hot dog? Kevin did, and then he got a slice of pizza. I got 2 meat lovers pizza slices from Sam's, $2
Okay, I can go for some Sam's dog.
Kevin for once actually bought it because he owed me money up the wazoo, and he got me the 60-watt charger from Apple and the Beats cable, $60 value. Then, apparently Grace, he lent Grace like a $150 battery bank, no Adam. Obscure reference I know from last year, and a charger. And so he's like, oh, I only wanted you to go to Vegas so you can get it from me. Okay. Sam's Club is good. I mean, the pizza are really good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I was literally going to take another 5 minutes just to see the last several minutes of the Grace stream, but I honestly don't even care. I'm the star. Yeah, what's up, ECP? The white light is somewhere over here. Raise your white lighters in the air. Stop burping on stream. I'm coughing. Anyway, so I'm going to send the link to the Discord. I was really getting off on the fact that they were both loving that the whole thing with the lab collab, because that was a good look for me. I looked really handsome. I was skinnier then. I was like 170, 185.
Okay, Lalo.
And, it was a good look. I did Mog, and Ben totally bitched out about the red snow thing. I could kick his ass. I wouldn't, but still. Chris Mog and TK was funny. It was great. Yeah, no, he deserved it. See, here's the thing, right? I'll say something, and then I know exactly that she feels the same way, but she has to pretend to get along with losers on the internet, and so after we can both agree and be like, oh, OTC sucks, Steve sucks, it's like, okay, twin. Great Brooklyn, Chubby suck, question mark, 3, no, 2. I said 1 tonight, in a way. I did lose the weight back then. So it depends. So worst case, I eat 2,500 calories, and I'll like drink 1,000 calories in a day, depending on like how bored I am and whatnot. But I can go months without drinking, I can go months without jerking out. I know it's TMI, but who cares? Everybody knows this at this point. And so like, it just depends. It literally just falls onto like whether or not I'm bored or busy enough. You know what I mean? Like otherwise, it's like okay, I'll take edibles, I'll go drink, I'll smoke a ton of cigarettes, I'll eat a lot of food. So it is what it is. Okay, I'm live on Grace's.
Spotty, you miss all the good stuff, gym stuff. Apparently, Lalo, 15 years playing. At least Jeremy had the yeah. That is true. I do feel bad for Jim for that one. I mean, but he did it to himself. So there's nothing really he can do. Jim did it to himself. Whatever. And he's just on the writing on the wall, and nobody wants to do with him. That's the wrong one. I need to get some Chick-fil-A. Right back. Oh, the Lord said that with the chat on kick that sums up the problem with Lalo, that there's no excitement from a Lalo arc because there's never anticipation of a real burst burn. Lalo always come back, no tension, no real stake, endless loop. I know people really didn't care for Steve, but I would take him over Lalo at this point. I mean, it's not gonna happen. We had a potential Jeremy arc, but that didn't manifest, so here we are now.
Okay, so then on top of that, my mom came here, she cleaned my apartment for me. Mini-Me cleaned this apartment for like 3 or 4 hours today, moving a bunch of office supplies out of the room. Ginny, what's up, big head, what's up? I wish Lola was there, Steve sucks so hard. No, that's the point, okay? Grace is crying today. Bunch of 4 out of 10 fucking mystery meat, mullet fat, came up to her. And my sister, I made my point to my sister like in high school a couple of years ago, she's like, oh, this ugly guy approached me. I'm like, doesn't that kill your self-esteem for an ugly guy to come up to you? Because my sisters are attractive, and obviously, like, not in a weird way, but they're related to me, so of course they are. And so, I mean, yeah, obviously. Bro,
I mean, it's gonna be weird no matter what.
Yeah, he bought the hotel for the Thorpes last night, and now today, I think, and gave Grace $100 to drink. So he's out maybe up to $500 max, which offsets my loan, by the way. I heard no support for Grace unless you were basically $100 support for who? She's just gonna do a payment plan, just hilarious. Walk yourself into that one. Which one? Now she appreciates Lalo. She always appreciated me, but now she's a pretext. She has no other options. I know Ben's gonna cock block, but this is good. And I came up with this joke earlier, but Ben's 6'8", there's a hockey goal, he's cock blocking, but I'm Ovechkin. I'm getting that puck into the clown pocket, I swear to God. Inshallah, Astaghfirullah. I will get my nut until I die, nigga. I'm not giving up. 3 years in this bitch. I'm not pulling out. Promise.
3 years in this bitch, not pulling out.
Okay, goes without saying. Journey sucks. TK,
Wow.
blah, 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 blah. Iceman turn. Hey.
Wow.
Decentralized. Hey, big head. Yeah. Hey, where are the archives? Decentralized. Also, I'm banning you.
You have access
Alright,
to the
now,
archive, you
what's
piece of shit.
The reports arriving tomorrow. You better provide good accommodations. This is a luxury hotel. Apartment, 650 square foot, plenty of space, king bed. I've shown it on stream multiple times. 4K 50-inch TV right here at Madden 27 in the background. I bought it today. The world map like an odd test, 4K monitor right there, 32 inches. So like maybe only 4 times longer than my dick. And then we have a balcony, a bathroom, carpet, wood floors, a scale, Damius, hello, a kitchen. You gotta admire the dedication, exactly. Holy shit, this was sad to listen to going to sleep. What's up? Get groceries? Nah, I'll do it on stream. The Steve collab was mostly depressing. I hope he doesn't spiral after that. No, I hope he kills himself, as Grace agreed with, and she knew that from the get-go. See, I love Ben because while he does cock block me and he's a piece of shit, and he's broke, and he's fat, and he's ugly, the problem with, I like John Goodman because he, at least, forced Grace to go to Mankato, which is a shitty town, right? Like a tenth the size of Tucson. And then on top of that, it's like the most boring, cloutless, ugly loser on the planet, fucking Skeletor looking ass nigga. I like you, Ben. Thank you. Your manic ideas sometimes blow up in your face, and it helps me. Well, do you have AC? You always look sweaty in the dwarfs or dying season multi-humid apartment. No, so the sweat is from the fact that like I'll go have a cigarette like every half hour or something, depending on how bored I get, or like if I have to respond to a lot of messages or read a lot of chats, and for or just game something on 4X. But you know, like when it's 100 degrees out at noon, then of course I'll be out there for 10 minutes on smoke, and then like obviously I come back sweaty. In this case, it's like 80 degrees, it's fine, but yeah. Also, my skin's naturally really greasy. I don't know, I have great skin, so I'm not complaining. Stop smoking then, or fuck you. If I look sweetie, fuck with greaser, ain't nobody give a fuck! Alright, now what else? So as for the chat, Steve needs to be on mental health hold. I think you should treat Grace in Vegas for a place called the
This
Glen
is
Squad.
so fucking brutal.
Okay, keep it rich, because I am rich still. I can only spend so much money if I like don't get laid. Sorry. We're going to see that fat ugly piece of shit cat. He took an edible, or no, he hit the Benjamin Sousa sleep. He's like, I need to go to Rub Maps. I need to get a blowjob. I'm like, okay, no one cares, bro. Go jerk off on your air mattress. Gotta admire that thing. What else do we have in here? John Goodman. Yeah, he looks like Steve Bannon and John Goodman. Clean shaven now. He doesn't look so bad. It's like $100. Okay, I might do that. I was thinking I can get my 2 sisters to give Grace a makeover because they think she's chopped, and I can see why they would say that. They're looking than she is. Not to be weird about that, but it is objectively true. I know, but my point being though is that maybe they're down. Honestly, my mom, dad, and 2 sisters would be willing to meet her off stream clearly, and my maid, but she wants to record it. So I'll ask first, like, okay, maybe we'll meet up at the mall or like at my apartment or something at a park, maybe off stream, and then maybe like hang out for an hour, and then if they're comfortable with it, they can do a stream. My sisters are 18 and 19; they can do whatever they want, obviously. So that's up to them. We'll be back from Spain the 20th, so that's going to be in a week exactly. So we'll see. Another incest king? No. Okay, so let me put in the Cash App. It's going to be follow, easy, step 3.
I like how Lalo's trying to get money now from this shit.
Let's turn them out. You're crazy. They mod. I'm sorry. It has to be streamed. Maybe. Grace meeting your sisters with Bikino. I know that. Did you buy a ring yet? Nope. Well, Mom did get me these 2 knockoff Rolexes at the Guadalajara, not sweat, what do you call that? Sweatshop? What do you call that? It's not swap meet. Open air market, flea market.
Yeah, Barzaro? Yeah, Barzaro?
Really avalanche, and then I got this other one too. Full legs. Yay! Fake legs. Holy the optics are high. Hashtag truth. Yeah, okay, it's 2013. Wow. Oh, Greg Shell, I'm gonna play that. That's my favorite song in 4th grade, I think. 5th grade. GTA trailers coming out on Netflix. Yeah, my favorite. Anyway. It's not more such a fact.
I play fucking music.
Daryl's dating. I feel like your sister's dating must like no too ugly and my sisters go for chattel. All their boyfriends have been pretty good looking, so
all the boyfriends have been good looking.
Katie watching pretty good.
I
Yeah.
got Lalo.
Vincent says I've concluded you can get Grace the best life of not living in a 10 or RV, obviously. There's no competition. I mean, you look at who she's interacted with aside from me IRL, and it's literally like who? A bunch of 4 out of 10s, bunch of ugly guys, short guys, fat guys, poor guys, who's the competition? Darius is gay. That sucks again for sure. Sucks at Destiny's gay for sure. Not even laughing at them. So Darius is my challenge. The one guy that could mod me is the you guy who's my guy.
I had to take a break from that. That shit is unbearable. It is unbearable the way Lalo's just going on about it, thinking that he Lalo never change, Lalo never change. Never change Lalo. I don't I can see why people are just sick of Lalo, because there is no tension, there is no confirmation. It's like Grace is letting Lalo do whatever she wants. Grace is letting her basically run the Kick channel when she's not streaming. I mean, she's gonna get all this money. Goddamn, Grace, can I get access to the Kick channel? Can I get access back to the archives? Fuck, just give me access to the archive. We're better off going back to the archives again. That's just sad. It's just so fucking sad to deal with Grace. And I mean, like, and Lalo, just like, come on, Lalo, like, his 15 years plan, it's going to work out. Lalo's going to work out his 15 years plan. He just has to outlive Ben. He just has to outlive Ben and everything. That's the future. This is the future. This is content. I think I have something to eat. I'm hungry. My fat ass need to go grab food. Some food. So down. Let's go to the app. Let's get like a proper meal. It's like a big chicken. Extra fries. You know what I mean, Chad? Whoops. Got my Dr. Pepper. I mean, really, I'm not. I have an Arby here. I'm gonna go to Arby's. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going for right now. Debating either Arby's or McDonald's, but I may just go for Arby's. Get like a cheddar sandwich and just I have water, so I don't really need anything. No, wait, there's a Wendy's. Nah, I don't want a Wendy's. The only thing I want from Wendy's is like those pub fries. I think I'll get gas too. Fuck. There goes my breakfast for later. Fuck. Yeah, I'll go to. What was it? This is a. White Castle. There was a. Fucking Waffle House nearby. I would say, fuck, I'd go there and get like a real fucking meal. I'll get a real meal or something at a Waffle House. You can always go to some Waffle House. Oh god, we're sitting at the gas station. Maybe there's sheets, yeah, I can see those sheets. Ah, damn it. I gotta sneeze. Fuck. Like almost an hour and a half. Remember to like, share, subscribe if you can. Remember to donate if you want. The pain in my leg can finally go away. But I am hungry. I am probably gonna grab. I may just go grab it. I don't know where. Oh, I don't know what Wendy's. I really do not want Wendy's actually. Probably only an option. Then I get gas. Dun, 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 dun. Gas. I shall return. My babies. Daddy shall return. Okay, I'm back. Let me go to the dentist. I'm gonna get food. Maybe I'll just go. Maybe I'll just fucking take the bullet and just go to fucking Wendy's. I don't really want to eat at Wendy's. But I could go for a ranch. I want a McDonald's actually, I'm not gonna lie. Great job, lady, great job. Alright, where are we at? $8. At a quarter. Alright, back. I guess I'm gonna have to eat Wendy's. I don't really want to eat Wendy's. This is a Taco Bell, but I don't really. No, I had Taco Bell last night. I don't really like it that much. Never mind, I will not have Taco Bell. Today, no Taco Bell. Wendy's it is. Oh god. I don't know why I'm just like this a lot. Damn, what a woman. Yeah, I can open some bone marrow. Fuck, that looks good. Bone marrow tartar. I would eat it. But then again, I'm into some weird, crazy ass food. Alright, here we are. Get some gas. I want some gas, guys. Some gas. We'll be right back. Yeah, I do wish staying on McDonald's. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, we're back. Gobbledygook, retracted messes. Now we're back. And that gives the 2-hour mark. There we go. God, what's the Spanish music lately? Let's watch this Lala shit. Alright, give me a second. I don't know why my legs are just in a lot of pain right now. And I'm normally not like this, but I'm like, god dang, I'm in so much fucking pain. Yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Looks like Adam if he was sober. $3 chicken, 3 slides with the drink. Yeah, that sounds a good deal. I just don't not in the mood for some Arby's. This has been a long time. I think it's been like 2 years since I had an Arby's. Work this out. Slow down. Right, speed. There we go. We'll do that instead. So I got pulled over. That's like 2 cops. What the fuck? For 1 person? Crazy. Crazy. I hate being behind trucks. Come on, dude. Hurry the fuck up. I hate these spots so fucking much. Just trying to get my food. One day the truck will move. One day the truck will move. I'm just here for Wendy's. I just want my Wendy's. Is he doing Uber Eats delivery while streaming? No. No, I'm just I'm taking a lunch break. I just want my Wendy's. I haven't ate all day, so I'm just eating. I'm gonna find a fucking truck. You got the only Wendy's right now in this area. It's in a fucking truck stop in the area. If I don't get Wendy's now, I'm gonna get fucking McDonald's. And like Wendy's is generally cheap. One day, come on, dude. Fucking went somewhere else to get food. This is too fucking much. I can't even. Never mind, I can't even get out. Fuck. I'm stuck. Alright. Finally, some progress. Finally. I'm gonna shimmy my way to get some food. There we go. I'm getting my food now. Finally grab something to fucking eat. Stop for a second and read through some chat shit. Be right back. Alright, we're back. I got my food. My wallet was just giving me fucking shit all day. I'm just tired. Let's go through this lawless shit again, though. That one's straight.
Sucks Destiny's Day, for sure. So Garrett's not a challenge. The one guy that could mod me is the Hugh guy who's my height, who's my age, but he was boring. But he was like better looking for sure. But he was boring.
He was boring, I'll cover.
And I don't have a problem with the guy. We used to DM sometimes 2 years ago. You know, he's like, oh, should I meet up with Grace and Maine? And I'm like, well, it's up to you, but they're gonna do this. And they're like, and I was playing it fair. I was just being like, dude, like bro to bro, like, you know, like this is gonna kind of suck. It'll be boring.
Yeah.
He's really good looking. Yeah, but like he was kind of boring. And then like not to be a dick, but he was just kind of like.
Oh yeah, 100% reset.
Players gonna hate.
I like how Lalo cucked somebody. Lalo cucked another Mexican.
Chat.
Wow.
I always wondered what a rolling, a fake Rolex. All right, so I have my Cash App in, don't I? All right, so if you want anything specific, I don't know, like a karaoke thing. I don't really have any alcohol, so I mean it depends. What about the Italian guy from Celebrity Sunday, who James, the Adderall guy from the Dating Streams? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I need another song. Whole Phase. I love this one. Bust down. Wait, hold on. Let me put this on my right hand. I'll do the gold one instead of the southern one. Right. When do they land? 11 p.m. So I guess they leave Minnesota at 6, and there's a 2-hour difference in time zone because they're in Central and I'm in Pacific. Because there's daylight savings, but I'm pretty sure we're Pacific right now. We need to finish the OPC text. I told Grace I wanted to do that earlier, but whatever.
No OPC text.
Ask Grace. She goes, Lalo, can I get something from you? I'm like, yeah. What else do you want? She's like, oh, can you give me? I pulled up the text, but it's on iMessage, so I can't. Well, it's on my iPad. Whatever. Anyway, she's like, can you give me French press nails, bushy but not bushy eyelashes, and like a trimmer just wants to shave her entire body and all that? I think it's good. I like the clean shaven. But the point being though is that it's like but dude, like I don't have a like how would I know what nails you want? There's like several different types. She's like, ask your sisters. I'm like, well then they're gonna know it's you because I don't have any other girls. She knows she chops to hell. Well then I want to.
Why you don't talk about the females you're around, Lalo? Keep every woman.
This Hayes and Kinetic Dale swooned over that Italian. Ooh! What's the guy's name? Actually, I don't even care. Brad's off to you. I don't give a fuck. Alright, so it's 11:44.
So funny.
At like 8:30.
How he's acting.
So I've got like an hour to kill here. Go to bed? Nah. I got like 40 minutes to an hour. Then I'm gonna go green out. By green out, I mean like I have 3 NFL preseason games to watch. And then we're good. She said she was using you and know that you have something called fallacy invested. That's what Ben said. But that is true. That is legitimately true. Because if I had only spent, I don't know, 2 months knowing Grace, then I would have given it to her already. At this point. But that's not the thing to even say or to contemplate. I know I'm in. It's just that Ben's in the way. Okay, seriously, like whatever.
Tell us the
I
truth.
probably wouldn't do the collab if it weren't for the Vegas thing. The Vegas thing has potential because I know who she's debating, and I can network with them better. You know, not like how Lab and you like me more than Ben and Grace, but they're still willing to put up with them if I'm there as a conduit. It's the same thing with these other two. I'm equating with both of them, and so I know exactly what's going on. Lalo is in like Flynn. What does that even mean? Is that like a saying? 15-year plan? That was bullshit to distract Ben. More like 15-month plan. What do you talk with your hands? My mom said, my relatives said. I'm Latino.
Yeah, I do the
I'm
same.
not going to say it until it happens, trust. But it's going to be worth it. Just believe me, you know, most of you know exactly who these people are, and Grace has interacted with both of them, I'm pretty sure. At least one of them. I agree you're in, but by the time Ben is out of the picture, you're going to be old and Grace will be fat. Ben will die soon, I just know it. I feel it in my balls. Not saying, look, I don't want Ben to die, it's just that I want him out of the way, you know. That's literally it. It's not even personal. Like, Ben wants me to die because she's into me too. So it's kind of like, it's a weird triangle we have going on. And it's not control, okay? Read something, by the way?
Hello.
If she dies, she'll kill herself. I've read that before. Like, suicide pact. Here's the thing, though. If she kills herself, then number one, she's going to hell for all eternity, and then he's going to go to hell for obvious reasons. And then third, because they're Catholic, they believe in that, and I believe in that as a Protestant. And then third would be that if she ends up, what the fuck was that? If she ends up killing herself, then she wasn't going to be worth it anyway. So it just doesn't even matter at that point. I don't think she'll kill herself. Why would she? That doesn't even make sense.
At least she'll just go into a depression.
She sleeps all the time. I get it, but her life sucks. But as a coronary waiting to happen, bad diet, no exercise, constant smoker, and especially fans at work. I mean, he's gonna die soon. That's great. I think Ben said one time, he's getting me these Snickers bars because he's trying to kill me. And Kevin told me he gives cigarettes to homeless people to kill them too. It's the same idea. Just that when I gave him the Snickers bar, it didn't occur to me that it is gradually going to kill him. It's just that, like, I don't give a fuck. Okay? I just don't care. See, my heart rate is so high, it's like 120. So I'm hitting my move goal by just fucking sitting down. It's insane. If Grace kills herself, would I follow? Obviously not. No. I'll just get some other midwife shit. I've done it before. Honestly, Lala will be first one she probably reaches out to support if anything were to happen to Ben. Yeah, obviously. Who else? Charity? Ben will probably somehow live to 80 or 90. That's what people say. He's going to die. He's going to go to hell soon. Inshallah. And they say that on their own channel, and they probably won't. You need to order a bunch of cheap snacks for Ben. I will. They wanted me to get them to order on the way to Phoenix to pick them up at 11 because it is closed. If I get it after, I think 10:30, so I'll make sure to get that. If she does OBC, Dawn wins, he'll dig her up and taxidermy give her. Oh shit, that's a flashlight. Yeah. And it's aged badly over 3 years. Yeah, it's actually insane. He's probably aged like 10 to 15 years in 3. It's like Ben Thorpe went into like the Voight hyperbolic time chamber. I know only incels get that reference, but it's so true. No, for the people that don't get it, it's like the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z is where.
Oh my god, what the fuck about the hyperbolic time chamber?
So like the perception of time in that training facility is 1 year and then 1 day in real life. So it's like he went in there and he.
No, Lalo, no, the hyperbolic time. Lalo.
The old lesbian, yeah, he looks like shit. Thank God. Will you attend Ben's funeral? I would have to, for marital commitment reasons. Oh, I remember my ex-girlfriend, she's like, "You didn't go to Mark's funeral." I was like, dude, Mark was a piece of shit, okay? And it was like, okay, we were up until like 2 in the morning doing stuff together in bed. And then I was super hungover. And it's like, and then I overslept by an hour and a half. She's like, "Oh, why don't you drive an hour to Vail or wherever, like south of Tucson, to go to Mark's funeral?" And Mark was this bald piece of shit. He was cock blocking me, saying that I was a bad guy, that I was going to treat her bad. And it's like, well, fuck you, Marky fag. Like, dude, okay, you're 36.
I mean, kind of true.
Everybody in my life is cock blocked me. Literally everybody, down to like, my sister's cock blocked me. My fucking, Ben does that.
My sister cock blocked me. My sister cock blocked me. What? What? What do you mean your sister cock blocked you? That doesn't make sense. Maybe a Law family is intense as well, and his sister got jealous. That is disturbing if true. Like, maybe $15. Some Spanish on back, bruh. I'll get back to it in a minute. Man, I'm so fucking. Man, I don't know why my legs are in pain. Alright. So I heard somebody say 7K. I already discussed this on last night's pod show. I believe Lalo and Grace connect more because they are both on the same level mentally. Ray, is anyone keeping track of how much money he has left? Or Ray Sock, but maybe Lalo family is into incest. The way your word is so fucking funny. Jeremy sent $1,000 and was crying about Ben choosing Lalo over him. It's girls as fuck. Lalo and Jeremy both want to live with Ben as the cuckold servant. Reflects so. Oh my! So he started around 11K. The 700 from Super Chat membership from YouTube, then added the 7. So he got a 500 from Kevin initially, then added the 10K, then 700 from Super Chat membership already this year. I gave 1K and gave 1K to the whole boy. Lala is more willing to accept the role of gay friend. Jeremy resists and complains. Ah, my lord, this is gonna end terrible for the both of them. It's gonna end with a heartbreak. Like, I feel bad in a way. Like, I do feel bad for both of them in a way, but it's like they chose their path. And spending 10K, like, dude, if I got fucking 10K right now, I would be smart with that money. I would be investing that money. I would ask, different. I would ask, well, first off, if I had 10K right now, I'd be paying off all of my debts. Right, I pay off a lot of my major debts off. Right, I pay because I don't really own much, but I pay off that. Still have a lot left over. Maybe take like a day or two off of work. Enjoy myself for a little bit of time, and then just enjoy life. Like, I can probably still work, invest that stuff. I probably invest probably half of the money anyway. Stocks and crypto, make my money back long term. Just figure out what's the best ones to invest, right? Like Jeremy wasted 10K already. It's like he's probably halfway down. I wouldn't be too surprised if he's been drinking himself to death. And I feel bad. I really do feel bad for Jeremy. But on the other hand, it's like, dude, you've been after the chick for how many years? I don't know how to help you. My legs isn't pain anymore. So you just talk about Gundam. You know that 10K will go into Gundam. Nah, I probably spend I probably spend 1K. I probably spend maybe 1K in Gunpla. Probably around I could get the perfect grade RX 782. Get a bunch of premium Bandai stuff. It would cost me at least the ones I want are want to be $100 anyway altogether. What else I would get? So I'll be spending around I'll probably spend a K on my Gunpla, get some painting. Spend maybe have spend a day or two on myself just relaxing. So yeah, I would spend a good $1,000, but after that I'll probably be investing my money. Get back into stocks, have a good time. Maybe go take a day trip somewhere. Take a friend with me or something. Go take a day trip. Maybe go out to the bar. Some process, But like spending all that money already on Gracie is crazy. It's crazy work. But that's what he wants to do. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing really you can do about it at the end of the day. Shit, even if I got like $1,000 right now, fuck, $1,000 would help me in a lot of ways right now. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even imagine. You could finally get a new phone. Life is strange. Life is very strange. It's almost 3 o'clock. Could probably go grab some stuff, go shopping a little bit. I've just been in so much fucking pain. I don't know why, but my legs have been in so much pain. But I don't know. It's not nothing we can do. It's not worth it. It's not worth killing yourself. I don't know. In the end, I just see it as like, you know, if I got that kind of money, I will be balling. I'll be living my life right about now. But you know, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing that can be done in the end. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. And I know a lot of people will complain about it, cry about it. I just like, you know what? Let it be. Let it be. There's really not much I can say. Until next time, guys, I'm gonna probably end like. Actually, let me read chat before I head out. Let me read chat before we're doing respect Ben and advice to your daughter, Melissa. Ugh. Let me read chat before I head out. They ate pretty well, so hopefully that stops the leg pain. It's really not the leg itself, but it's like the skin and muscle. It's like it's been hurting. You know, like did somebody bit me last night or what? I'm just like I can barely walk without like causing it to like stress out. I don't know. But I slept pretty early. I slept early. Well, I didn't sleep early, but you know, I did stream, but I still fell asleep early, got out, started streaming for like 2-3 hours, and went right back to sleep afterwards. That was my little baby mode. I don't know why my legs is just in pain right now. Ugh. I gotta. I've been drinking water, so it's not like I'm not dehydrated. There we go. Let me read some in chat. Chat before we do anything else. Jolene. Alright, let's read this shit. Let me read my history chat for a little bit. Jolene. That sounds nice, by the way. You know, did Jeremy fix his rotting teeth yet? No. I didn't know he even had rotting teeth. So that 10K buying SPX code, yeah. By the way, does anyone know what painkiller Jerly got? Jerly? Jerly? Instead of Jeremy, we call him Jerly. Jerly! That sounds nice. Gonna have a nice crash by September 11 for the next dip to buy. I saw Kyle ask Kevin for money to invest. I said 11 minus down to 5, so he 500,000. Well, supposedly they said that he sent another $1,000. He said because on like one of the great stream he was sending hundreds of dollars, so he may have been spending like way more money. And then he bought the hotel, so he probably he's probably around like $7,000, $6,000. So he already wasted 5K in less than 2 weeks. Are you no longer craving Chinese food? No, not today. Jeremy is just hopeless, his brain damaged by gaslight by trolls constantly. You can hear how bad Jigger is. I mean, yeah. Yeah. You can hear it. Yeah, he's gotten bad. He's degraded pretty bad. He's degraded pretty bad up to this point. There's nothing you can do. Let the man be. Let the man be. Meanwhile, I'm in pain. Yeah. I don't know who Sky Harbor is, but that is the cool band. Let's see if there's any other stuff we can look at, but I think that's it. I think this is just the end. I don't care how Jeremy spent his money, but giving money to Peter Bennett is the gayest voice. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna end the stream here. Hope you guys have a good one. I need to rest for a little bit because I'm really in a lot of pain for some reason. Hope everybody have a good night. Till then, bye.